Hey, good morning. This is BJ Ondo and Jolynn Ondo in front of me on the trike there. And we are out and about on Recumbents, and we're heading east on the Rock Island Trail here in Colorado Springs, Colorado. So come along. Here we go. Bike's back. Okay. We're back. Hurry up, I got a fast camera. This is our main heading east trail. Eventually it's supposed to go way out east. I mean, clear out to almost the Colorado-Kansas state line, but that'll probably be 30 to 40 years in the future. Right now it's about, I believe it's between 10 and 12 miles long, and it goes from basically from Jackson Street to Powers Boulevard at the moment. This is the older section where you can tell by the bumps and the ruts. So the camera will jump up and down a little bit. Tell me if there's anything I can do about that. I've got my EIS system on as a match. A very inexpensive little $40 hand-part 4K Ultra video camera. It does the job. Without going into huge debt for a GoPro Black 10, which I would love to have, but it's well out of our means. We're a couple of 65-plus-year-old retired folks, and we just really love to ride. Our trikes are both non-e-assist, which means we don't have electric assist motors. So these are pure human-powered vehicles, HPV. By the tracks we've seen so far, it's a very popular trail. We hope one of these days they'll concrete this part. They've concreted several parts of it, but it's got a lot more concrete out east than it does in this area. Right now we're between Pumpkin Gap and, no, actually we're between Paseo Boulevard and Union Boulevard. try to give you some quiet time here and there, but I had a couple of people tell me that my videos were boring because I never talk. So I turned my mic back on. So now you have to listen to me, you poor wonderful people. Right, we got one of the big municipal golf courses here in the city, Patty Jewett golf course. One of the older ones, it was established way back in the real early 1900s, I believe. It's been a long time. Back men were men and clubs were made out of wood. Do what you do for your family. You're going to have to try that bridge. They should be sending us new things to that here pretty quick. It should cover April, May, and June, so. Yeah. Give you a little background. We ride TerraTrike recumbent tricycles. TerraTrike is the brand. My wife Jo's trike is a is a Rambler. I have a Rover X8. She has a Rambler 24 speed. But I just adapted the new Archer 3-speed internal gear rear end, so now I technically have 24 speeds. I like to think of it as 8 speeds in 3 different ranges, a low, a medium, and a high range. And it wasn't a cheap upgrade, but much cheaper than the other upgrades I could have done. And I really do like it. Button to jump across the intersection here of Union Boulevard. this and try to get these trails more connected. That's the problem with our trail system. They're not connected well. You really have to know all the little back streets, bike lanes, share rows, bike boulevards to get from between one trail and another. If you don't, it's real easy to get lost. So if you're ever out in Colorado Springs for some reason, you've got a bike or a trike, and you want a little bit of a guided tour, just leave a note on our YouTube page, and I'd be happy to show you around. Now, we have to warn you, we are slow, and I don't mean kind of slow, I mean really slow. That's our only speed. If you look up BJ and Joe Ondo in the dictionary, the first definition you'll see is slow. Okay. We got riders back. Howdy. Yep. I figured those were e-bikes as fast as they're going. Now, I'm sure you're asking, well, why don't you just get e-motors for your trikes? Well, even if you weren't, I'll tell you why. We live on a very meager, and I mean very meager, Social Security retirement income. Can't afford to put motors on these trikes. The cheapest motor system you can get for a trike like this would be a rear hub, about a 250 water, and with a 63 volt battery. And we have that installed at our local recumbent dealer, which is a very excellent recumbent dealer called Angletech. That's www.cycledifferent.com. And then to get an inline system, the cheapest one I found was from a company called EBO, which is Electric Bike Outfitters, which is probably either a Bafang or a Tunsung. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but probably that level of motor. And to install it, to get everything you need, you know, controllers, wires, computer, the works, you know, you're looking at, and battery, of course, you'd be looking at about $2,200, $2,200. So, and we have two of those we have to buy. So it ain't happening. So we just have to be happy with being slow. And we don't mind. That's the one thing, you know, I got no problem with electric bikes, electric trikes at all. I understand, you know, why you'd want one. Heck, I'd like to have one. So would my wife Jo. My wife Jo has had, since 2019, has had 2 heart attacks. One major, one minor. and she's also a type 2 diabetic. So, I'd love to get e-assist for her, at least, you know. But it just isn't going to happen unless we get another serious stimulus or something, which we're not going to get. I'm sure we've seen the last of those, even though we've got a new COVID infection coming on, this Omicron BA2, or however they label it. It's really sad. It's like every time we all put these masks away and start thinking, well, we might get back to semi-normal, we get messed over. This thing just won't go away. And of course, it had to wait until Joe and I retired. Arg. Oh well. That's life. You just got to keep going, man. And they say, you know, when life hands you lemons, well, you turn it into lemonade. Even if you have to use stevia artificial sweetener because your wife's a type 2 diabetic. And yes, that is a jogger up in front of me, and he's going faster than I am. Actually, we're probably about the same place walking now, so we'll probably be about the same. I'm a little faster, but probably not much. And that's okay. We got no problem with being slow. To the right here is a big soccer field, although it really looks like they need to... Well, the first part's an elementary school land, and then there's a real mini park and a big soccer field area. And sadly, they used to have the porta potty here and that little shelter there, but the city's too cheap. We took it out years ago. Morning. Morning. Here's one of my favorite guys down the road on his mountain bike. Every day this man rides. Oh, howdy. I don't think anything stops him from riding. I don't think snow, ice, sleet. He's like a mailman. You know, he's like the U.S. Postal Service. Nothing slows him down. He's impressive. And I would say he's probably in his either late 60s like we are, or early 70s. And he's the best, but you know, he goes. I'm going to turn back around. So you can see Joe coming up the hill. I'm going to try to turn around here. Come on, turn, baby, turn. There we go. Thank goodness for 12-foot wide trails. Might be able to see Pikes Peak up there, but the tree's kind of in the way. So, okay. I'll have Joe wave at you, say hi. Alright. Oh, ain't gonna make this. I have to go off real easy. Come on. I got a bit of a heel right here. Okay. Back up on the trail. There we go. My bell's trying to come loose on me. I'm a little faster than Joe is, but not much. He's improved greatly over the last. Well, her last heart attack was in August 2021. So she's improved greatly. Very nice. God has blessed us again. Praise the Lord. And I know, if you don't believe in God, I understand. But if you do, you understand. So, we're even. I'm going to come around you, Jojo. I said, I'm a little faster than she is up hills. I usually do is I usually just stop and wait for her. Now I probably don't have enough battery to do the whole trail. I'm running my camera at 2.7K for resolution, which is the step higher than 1080p, and it really eats the battery. At 1080p, I used to get about an hour, almost an hour camera time, but on this 2.7K, I get about 35 minutes at the best. I mean the best. Be going under the underpass here for Circle Drive, but one of the few days it's not filled with water. A lot of days you can't even use this. You have to go use the crosswalk because it's got 3 feet of water in it. The only problem with these underpasses, they really don't design decent drainage systems for them. The drains over way out on the other side are overclogged. They really need to put the drain in the tunnel. It needs to be dug out like beers. But the city does the best they can, and I understand. They have a very small crew for, you know, I mean, hundreds of miles of trails around Colorado Springs. This is a fairly big town now, you know. It's actually a city now. I mean, we're up over 400,000. And Joe and I graduated from high school here in 1973. There was only 125,000 people here, you know, for the whole city. Now there might even be over 500,000. Our economy is held on better than a lot of places, so now everybody's wanting to move out here, so it's making things really rough for folks like us. I mean, I understand people want to have a better life, but you know, I'm a native. I was actually born in Colorado Springs, and yeah, we may have to leave the city because of all these people moving in. It's got the housing and the apartments have gone insane. So we may just be totally out of luck. Good morning. Another e-bike. They are popular. E-trikes too, you know. I mean, every time you see a YouTube video anymore, everybody in has got an e-trike. I guess a lot of seniors, that's who mostly has trikes, is seniors. I guess a lot of seniors just have a heck of a lot more money than we do. You know, we live on $27,000 a year total combined retirement income. Let me tell you, in a town where a one-bedroom apartment is between $1,000 and $1,200, $27,000 does not go very far. But I love this town. Like I said, I was born here, and it is getting, you know, the bike trails are getting better. The weather is at least, we do have some weird ass weather, but we don't have, at least here, we don't have tornadoes. Colorado Springs is not in the mountains. Colorado Springs is actually a semi-arid area. We're at the very bottom of the foothills. I've always thought of Colorado Springs as being extreme western Kansas with a really pretty backdrop to the west, where you actually can see the mountains, but you're not in the mountains. So we don't get as much snow as, say, you know, like Woodland Park, Vail, any of those kind of places, you know, up north. You know, even Denver gets more snow than we do. And Denver's actually a little lower altitude. We're 6,014 feet. Denver's the mile-high city at 5,280 feet. this used to be the Rock Island Railroad. So this is actually one of the few real rail trails that we have here. Most of our trails in the city are urban trails. They're not rail trails. But this is actually a rail trail. So the train jeeps come rumbling through here all the time. As you can see, it's, well, actually the tracks were up on the little hill to the left side. You know, they weren't actually where this is. This is to the inside. Oh cool, we got an inline skater coming. We get them all, man. We got skateboarders, inline skaters, four-wheel skaters, bikes, trikes, recumbents. Passing on your left. Thank you. One more behind me. Yeah, just to give you an idea how slow we are. Our average speed, you know, of course that takes everything from the fast is fast to the slow is slow, is usually about 6 to 7, maybe 8 miles an hour, right? So yeah, we're slow. Yeah, supposedly the thought to make a recumbent go is to really drop to a really low gear and run a constant 80 to 90 RPM. Well, neither one of us can do that. We tried, it don't work. We probably run most of the time more like a 60. 60 to 70 I think would be our normal. Okay, it's a little tricky here to get the light to go the way I want. So I got to get right here. I hope I can reach this puppy and not fall over. Howdy. Howdy. I have to get this far over to hit that light.
Yeah.
They need to switch that around like that one. Okay. Now yes, I waved the motorcycles. I rode motorcycles for 45 years. We loved it. Absolutely loved motorcycles. They were so much fun. We were tourists though. We weren't wild people. We were tourists. We had a great time. We put on hundreds of thousands of miles in those years. But finally, it just got so expensive we couldn't afford it anymore. So we started out, we went back to bicycles. We've actually bicycled on and off the whole time we had motorcycles, but it was never like a, you know, a main thing. It was always a secondary thing. Just because we like to ride bikes and trikes, you know, we just enjoy riding. We don't do it to train, we don't do it for exercise. We do it because this stuff's fun. So, but yeah, like I said, we rode for 40 years. Lots of different brands, motorcycles, types. Just enjoyed every single one of them. They were a blast. But nowadays the maintenance is ungodly expensive. The fancy tires that motorcycles need are ridiculously expensive. And you know, the travel is insane because when we were traveling when we first started, you could find a mom and pop hotel anywhere, you know, away from the cities, the big cities. For $30 a night. Now they're $100 a night minimum. Well, on our little piddly income, that ain't happening. So sadly, you're going to find most of our rides are just in our local area. It takes a massive undertaking for us to save up enough money to actually go someplace else to ride. We're going to try. We'd really like to go to, there's a 20-mile trail up out of Jackson Hole, Wyoming, along the Grand Teton Mountains, up by Jenny Lake, I think they call it. And we want to go ride that. Wyoming would be about the closest place to do something really different for us. Now, if we don't make there, we'll think about going to Moab, Utah, and ride those trails. Now, Moab's a weird place. They do not allow e-bikes of any kind, or e-trikes, on their trails. Now, hopefully they've changed that by now, but last I checked, they do not allow e-bikes. So, if you have an e-bike or an e-trike, you'll have to get a hold of the Chamber of Commerce if you're going to go to Moab, Utah to ride.
Okay, this is going to be part 2 here. We're up in the Austin Bluff section of the Rock Island Trail in Colorado Springs, Colorado. Just wanted to show you kind of why they call it the Austin Bluffs. Lots of little rock formations. Joe's over here. We just got done with our lunch, and we're going to get ready to head over to the end, which is at Powers Boulevard. So, as we said before, please come along.
I wish I could figure out an easier way to get that camera in and out of there, because I have to get my hands in the way, you know? And I hate doing that. Ready? Mm-hmm. All right, here we go. We got a couple of big downhills and a couple of even bigger uphills. Okay, bit of a climb. It's always hard to do after you've taken long enough to eat lunch and stuff. Legs are just get kind of lazy on you. You got to get them whipped back into shape. You think, oh, we're done. No, there's one more. That means like 2. Well, we even have scooter riders out here. That's a manual scooter. We have a lot of electric scooters around here anymore. Okay, we're going to sit here and wait for Joe. Give you a little scenic view here. As I said, it definitely goes up and down and up and down. Hi, Joe's coming pretty fast. Okay, got another wee point here. This one's not as steep going up. But steep and it's fun going back down. Just stop here at the top of the hill. Wait for Joe to go by. I think I'll probably do another turnaround and yeah, when you rest, just let that lactic acid build up in your legs. Whew. It does take a bit to get it to get back to normal. Okay. We're going to try to spin around here and watch Joe come up the hill. The benches. Alright, here's a good view for you. That's the... Probably can't see it, the camera can't shoot that far, I'm sure, but the mountain that you see on the very far left is Cheyenne Mountain. The home of Cheyenne Mountain State Park. It's a great place to hike. They have beautiful dirt trails. You can mountain bike there too. You always can recognize on the very top is all the TV stations' major antennas. Probably at least a dozen up there. Here she comes. Even with the hills, she still has a smile on her face.
What
come out of these things unless you want them to. The little secret is you basically take your foot and you point your heel towards the outside and do a real small twist, nothing major, and they'll pop off. But it makes a real difference because you don't have to worry about your feet coming off the pedal, slipping off the pedals, or even when it's raining. Because sometimes you get caught in the rain. And we try not to. We are fair weather riders, we admit it. Although we ride in cold because we don't own a car, so we have to go get food. I have a utility trailer I hook to the trike, and sometimes it's cold. You just have to go. So, but if it's snowing, no. We use a hand-pulled grocery cart and walk to a little closer food place. So we don't like to use it as much because they're a lot more expensive than Walmart. We use the little Walmart marketplace stuff. It's really like that. Not the big ugly place. Passing on your left. Thank you. We're going to go all the way to the end. Just got to get used to a little bit. Besides that, they need a bath so bad. Why they use city boundaries, only the city knows for sure. And sometimes they don't even think they know. Someday this is Powers Boulevard up here. Another huge six-lane major street. There's a whole bunch of dog walkers here. And this is the end of the trail. A little cul-de-sac kind of area. As you can see, the traffic's crazy on Powers. I think what they want to do is go underneath. Boy, that's going to be expensive. Like I said, it's 6 lanes wide. It'll be a long time before I'll get your back one. If you wouldn't mind getting my back one.
I get it.
Thanks.
I'm already up.
Yeah. That's what I was going to ask. There we go. Don't know if you can quite see it, but there's view of Pikes Peak on the other side of that that beer container. that is a Joe, I gotta move. Yeah, they call that America's Mountain. Don't know about that, but that's what they call it. Okay, you ready?
Yep.
All right, we're off again. Just stated before, definitely see this is a very popular trail. Now the trail does go out more out east, but there's a whole chunk that isn't there. If you get out to Falcon, you can pick up the dirt trail that goes, I'm not sure exactly how far it goes. I don't think it goes all the way to, I can't think of the name of the other little town out there. Peyton. Yeah, I don't think it goes all the way to Peyton, but it's close to it. Someday though, it's supposed to go, like I said, it's supposed to go clear to Kansas. And then we've got these days we've got, we're building very slowly also the Front Range Trail, which will take you all the way to Fort Collins to Santa Fe or Charleston. Passing. Passing. Thank you. Passing. Thank you. Passing. Thank you. Nice button. Get my foot out of the way. This particular little camera has a very wide lens. It has 170 wide lens. My old camera, the lens wasn't as wide, so you didn't see my foot every once in a while, but not much I can do about it. I do like the wider camera. Just have to remember to use my back. You can see, you know, that it really is a difference when you're heading west, you know. It looks like you're in the mountains, and you're not. The mountains are at least, 25, 30 miles west. Passing. Thank you. Now we can go down some of these hills. Well, you still got to go up the other side. Now this isn't the fast one. The next one's really fast. That one, we usually get over 20 miles an hour. We don't usually go that fast. The strikes are nice and steady under 20. After that, we lose control. sketch steady. You know, when they're not overspinning. Overspin means you're spinning so hard that you're not really going anywhere. So you need to go to a higher gear. You feel like you're going someplace. Downhill coming. This is a double dipper, no less. Up to 18. 19. Here we go. 22. Our top speed. I guarantee you that's pretty fast. That's as fast as this kid wants to go uphill or downhill. Other than that, it just feels like you're not really in good control. I'd say actually about 20. Anything up to 20, this particular trike rover is very steady. Now I used to have a green speed RS20CT. That trike on downhill was amazing. You could go 50 miles an hour downhill if you get a big enough downhill, and it was just steady as a rock. But it's a lot more expensive trike than this one. Yeah. I'm waiting on the wife. Here she comes.
For watching, please subscribe to our channel. If you like the video, click on the thumbs up button.
Most of it, but
if you'd like to be advised of our next new video, click the bell logo. All the music is from the free YouTube music library.
Really nice day
Thanks
today.
again for riding along with us. This is the end. Bye.
It's a real bummer because yesterday could have been 80 degrees, which is very rare in March here in southern Colorado. Very rare. But because of the clouds, it never made it. And it'll probably make the 72 or 73 it's supposed to today. But even with the clouds, but then I think tomorrow is supposed to be fairly warm, and then Tuesday, Wednesday it's back to rain and snow, possible light snow showers. That's spring in Colorado. Sure? Okay.